Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the Horowitz NIDCHEI YISRAEL, talking about Yidden, the Jews that were floundering around, so to speak, outside of their main place of residence, which was in Europe at this time, where they had the yeshivas and they had the shuls and they had the infrastructure. And a Jew might think that when he's out in the boondocks, so he has a great excuse to just abandon Torah and mitzvahs altogether, but he keeps telling us, no, you don't. A Jew should always do what they could do. Say no urei, come and take a look. Even if a Jew sells himself as a slave to a non-Jew, or to an idol worshipper, certainly this person is disgraced as a result of this. He knows going into this that he's certainly going to be mevatel. He'll violate many of the laws of the Torah because he's living in an environment that's totally antithetical to keeping mitzvahs. Nevertheless, afilu hachi be'or lana Torah kama psukim b'zeh Parshas Bahar. At the end of Parshas Bahar coming up in just a week's time, there are many verses that speak about this. Hashem hu Eloi kavadayin. Hashem is still this person's God, even though that he sold himself as a slave, and even though that he's in the house of Avodah Zarah. Like it says in the Torah over there, when it's talking about a person who sold himself to a non-Jew as a slave, Hashem says, Kili b'nei Yisrael avodim avodayim. To me, the children of Israel belong. They are my servants. Ani Hashem Elokechem. I am Hashem your God. Still, I'm Hashem your God, even though that you sold yourself as a non-Jew, as a slave to the non-Jews. And it says further, Leisasu lechem elilim ufes lematzeva leisakimu lechem. It says, do not create gods for yourself, and do not erect idols or monuments for yourself, which means, uperish Rashi, umitos kahanim. It's talking about someone that was sold to a goy as a slave. He shouldn't say, since that my master worships idols, I'll do the same thing. Since that my master is involved in illicit relations, I'm just like him, I'll do the same thing. Since that my master is mechali, desecrate Shabbos, he doesn't even keep Shabbos, I'll do the same thing. That's why the Torah says these verses. Those are the words of Rashi, which means even though that you are in the house of the non-Jew, even though you are a slave to the goy, even though that you are far off from where you once were, it's not a open hand and an excuse to go and violate and desecrate everything. We still try to do the best that we can. All the more so, this person that we're talking about so far, he didn't sell himself. It was decreed upon him min hashamayim, from the heavens. He's, for whatever reason, he has to go and wander from place to place in far off lands. Certainly, a person should not lessen his observance because of this. Gami Parshas Nitzavim Anal, and from what we said above, it's clear. Even when the Jewish people are like pushed off and dispersed in distant lands, they still have upon themselves the yoke of Torah and of mitzvahs. And when the Jewish people think about this and they fulfill it, they will merit to have the ultimate geula, the redemption. Says the Horowitz, there is no excuse. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what community you are living in, no matter how far you are from yeshivas, Yerushalayim, from holy places, a yid is a yid wherever he is, and there's an obligation to serve the Rabbi Shalom. And he concludes this chapter with the following words: Hine, Nizbar lana mikol ele. It becomes very clear to us, She'ish HaYisraeli, a Jew, Af b'yoysa miznayde b'ksei aretz, even though he's dispersed to the far-flung corners of the earth, And he is kind of subjugated by the nation of idol worshippers that he is amongst. Meaning, if again the Jews, they came to America 100 and something years ago, there wasn't any infrastructure the way that it was. You were living completely under the non-Jewish rulership. Nevertheless, Hashem has not removed his face, his countenance from them. He did not forsake them. And he remains one of the chosen people forever. And that's how a Jew has to look at himself, no matter where I am, no matter where I'm living, no matter how far I might be away from the holiest places in the world. The Rebbeinu Shalom is everywhere. Every part of the universe has sparks of Kedusha, and I can tap in and I can connect to Hashem and His Torah anywhere that I am in this world, at any time in history also, which means that we, who are so many thousands of years away from the Churban Habayis, the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, so many years already in America, so many years already in different parts of the world, Europe and Australia and South America and the like, it doesn't matter, says the Chavetz Chaim. You can be connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu no matter where you are in this world. All the best.